Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are just doing fantastic today. Today we got a great video. I got a great video because it was just a wild day in the market. And by wild, I mean slightly disappointing. Why was it disappointing? Well, I'll tell you why. I was red over $1,000 most of the morning. Yep, $1,000 red. So what happened was right when the bell rang, and I probably shouldn't share this, but I had to go to the bathroom. So the bell rang. I'm like, ah, crap. I left. I left, and I missed everything. Everything. So when I came back, I had some FOMO. And that caused me to lose money because by the time I got back, the move had already happened and it was just pulling back. In this case, it was pulling back, but furthermore, it pulled back and then sold off. So that's not uncommon for a stock to be really, really strong right at the open. Rip, 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 rip. It's ripping really nice, and then all of a sudden, it looks like it's pulling back, and then next thing you know, it gives a couple attempts back up, but then it just sells off. And in this case, it wasn't selling off very nicely. It was this is one of those ones where it did kind of have some crappy action where if you tried to sell on the ask, you wouldn't get filled. I mean, sometimes you would, but all the pops were sold. They dropped so fast. Every pop was like, if you didn't mark it out instantaneously, you would just be holding it while it flushed. And so a lot of times where it broke the high and I had good profit, I had big share size, it just flushed right back down and I sold for break even or a loss. And so yeah, it's partly my fault for missing the open and not being prepared, not waking up early enough to be prepared. So that's on me. But at the end of the day, DPRO just wasn't that great. It was great right at the open. I missed that. But besides that, it wasn't that great. It wasn't strong at all. Every pop was getting slammed right back down aggressively, and you barely had time to take any profit. The times I could take profit, I was, they were like pulling the bid, and I was selling for like a penny win. It would be like I would maybe have 5 cents, but then right when I hit market, it'd glitch down to 1 penny win. So it became very apparent that DPRO was not going to print any money today. And even still, I tried to. I overtraded it. I kept trying to take stabs, and there's a couple times where I did have the shot of having a nice $600-700 win, but I didn't take it. I was like, let me hold. But like I said, every pop just got smacked. Got smacked right back down. So, but that was up until I shouldn't say that. I was red up until someone in the Discord. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord, you need to join the Discord if you are serious about this. As far as I'm concerned, if you're not in the Discord, then you're not serious enough about this. And this is not to make me feel better about having more people in the Discord. I mean, kinda, but mostly it's for you to be in this community. I should be charging money for this. There's no doubt that I should be charging money to be in my chat room. Just so happens that it's not that big of a chat room, and we have a small enough community that I mostly like, and so it's free. So please join the Discord. So someone called out in the Discord just like yesterday. Another person, I think it was T11. He called out a stock yesterday. I already forgot the name of it, but basically I wasn't looking, but they called out the stock. It was moving fast. I jump in. I ended up making almost $8 grand yesterday, basically trading his call out. Then today I wasn't really looking around at anything. I've been kind of getting lazy with looking at the scanners because mostly I've been just trading what's obviously hot, like INDO. I traded for like 2 weeks straight. I'd never looked at a scanner. I barely even looked at the gap scanner, right? And so I've been getting really lazy about the scanner. Also, my scanner settings are kind of jacked up right now. I mean, it kind of gets me to the right stocks, but it's a lot of fluff and a lot of junk, and I'm still working on getting that fine-tuned because right now my scanners are not that reliable. They're good enough to where it's like, oh, I can see, I can see why that's popping up, or oh, that's good. But one of the scanners is like, where's the parameters I put in there just don't seem to be working. So anyway, he calls out LLL, and let's dive in here. In LLL, I saw we were down by 450, even below 450. I remember trading the break of 450. The thing was in a halt for like 10 minutes. And so I was sort of just chilling, waiting and waiting. Comes out of the halt, and it's not like it was doing anything miraculous right out of the halt, but it was holding up. It was holding. You'd expect after 1, 2, 3 green candles it would just be dropping and dropping. No, it held. This thing was strong. The bulls were definitely in charge here, because it wasn't like DPRO where every pop was just getting hammered back down on red selling. In this case, we would pop up and then another bid would pop up, and even some of my orders were really helping, like getting in 2,200, 3,700, even 7,500 shares for the break for this move from down here up to there. That adds volume. That you guys make the market. What I'm trying to say is, like I've said before, a lot of times you think that the market, you can't influence it, your orders don't do anything. Well, with these lower float stocks, your orders do something, especially when you start getting up to that 2,000 share, 3,500 share, especially 5,000 share. You are going to see the market react to your order. You will see that. And it's going to either react positively or negatively. I mean, if you're selling on a fear-based flush, then it's going to really add to that fear and that drop. Or if you add when the stock is strong, it's going to really, it's going to put green on the tape. B, it's going to take sellers out of the way. And it's just when people start seeing buying, that's when other people buy. I mean, it's very much like dropping a match in the forest. Sometimes it starts a wildfire, sometimes it goes out right away. Okay, so in this case, it's like dropping a match. When you buy, you're like dropping a match in the ocean, or not the ocean. No, the forest. Oh man, the forest. And sometimes those matches start fires, and it starts really big fires, or it starts small fires, or just it goes right out and doesn't start anything. And I like to relate it to that, because it's like you don't know. I mean, you do know that you're dropping a match, but you don't know if it's going to create a big fire, a small fire, or if it's just going to go out. And that to me, that defines trading, because it's just like you don't know. You don't know if it's going to go up a little. You don't know if it's going to go up a lot. You don't know if it's going to drop. And I'm talking about stock prices. You just don't know. So anyways, very quickly I started scalping this sucker. And I started with 2,200 shares. Now I took some risks. I'll tell you this. These stocks can be risky. Luckily, and today it was really strong. And we've been having good momentum all March. This is my best month ever. $58,000 so far for March. Very easily could close above 60,000 this month, as long as I don't have a big red day. God bless. Excuse me. So I feel a little FOMO, because I saw that I got out about right on this candle right here. I stopped trading. I took a couple stabs here, thinking we'd push high day, and we ended up doing that. It was like a 1 or 2 minutes after I shut down. I could have got in here for another quick break of high day. That would have been 50 cents. Got in maybe 2,200 shares at least. I mean, that's still $1,000. I could have. So I'm about $1,000 to $2,000 off of what I could have got. Now, what I'm seeing here is a nice rebuttal. Bounce off VWAP. It was selling off here pretty aggressively, but a nice comeback here. This could very well flag right up here and then continue higher. So there's a little bit of FOMO. But then again, I almost had a red day, because this is not the stock I first started trading. This stock I first started trading with this piece of crap. And right out of the gates, it was good, but I left about right here. I was like, it looks choppy. I was banking that I was probably going to flush. It didn't flush. By the time I got back out, it was like up here at 350, and I was trying to skid in, but it was choppy, and then it would rip high, and then I'd buy high, and then next thing you know, I'm just, the move has already happened, but I don't have a single dollar in my pocket. And I was just honestly just frustrated and angry. I tried to buy this bottoming tail, but it was just so choppy. You'd get in, and then it would drop 5 cents on you, and then it would pop up 10 cents on some. It was wild. It was hard to read. And so we had some nice pops here. I was in on this one for the break of the pivot here at 367-ish. But look at, you'd expect this to push high day and break it. No, and it flushes. It flushed right on me. I maybe sold a half for like 5 cents profit, and the other half for like 10-cent loss. Maybe not even that, but 5 cent probably went on half and then break even on the other half. So it was like nothing. Had I marketed out up here with my 7,500 shares, yeah, that would have been a nice, almost $1,000 win. In hindsight, I should have done that, But of course, I was holding for the break of the pivot of 384. Now that is a very reasonable expectation. It just so happened that DPRO didn't want to do that today, and it's very much luck of the draw. Why did this stock not? Why not in this instant did it go and break 384? Because a lot of times stocks, if they're bullish, will break the high and continue higher up through the whole dollar, up higher. I even had a daily level up 419. So why I didn't do that, I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason. It's just the market. Yesterday was really hot, so maybe today bulls were more careful, or shorts were tired of being knocked around. That could be it. Either way, this thing was incredibly choppy. Sold off below VWAP. Didn't even put up a fight at VWAP. Maybe a little fight here from 336 to 52. So, I mean, you can catch these drops, but I just was not very successful in doing the drops. And once my confidence started to go, then it started just becoming that much harder to get into good trades. I was scared to buy, and then I'd buy too high, seeing that, oh, in fact, it actually is going to bottom out here. I'd buy too high. It would drop 5 cents on me instantaneously. I'd get scared. I'd mark it out, and it just, in like $200-$300 blocks, I slowly got my way to $1,000. And it doesn't take long. I mean, if you're losing $300 a trade, $200 a trade, you only need to make five. You only need to take like 5 stabs, 5 attempts, and you're down $1,000. Okay. So I think this is partly to do with the bigger share size I'm trading with. A year ago, this probably would have been a scarier number to recover from, but it's getting to the point where $1,000 red is not something to get super emotional about. It's not end of the world. It doesn't take long for me to make $1,000, and I was telling myself that even though I still wasn't really believing it. I was like, oh, you should probably shut down here at negative 1,000, because it's not hard to make $1,000 back. It's really not a big deal. But what is a big deal is when you snowball into $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 red days. That's what really drags on your averages. So I was just telling myself, I was accepting it. But like I said, then someone called out LLL in the Discord, and best call of the day, because very quickly, like I said, I mean, it was like this thing moved fast. It moved like 10 cents at a time. So in like seconds, it'd be up 20, 30 cents. So when I got in with 2,000 shares, a lot of times I was getting $600, $700 winners just on quick little pops. And I did that all the way up to here. Then I took a really nice trade down here with 7,500 shares, pretty big share size, from about 560 up to 640. I mean, that's well over 50 cents a share, and I made probably $3.5 on that trade. I kind of feel bad that I didn't stick around for this break of the pivot, because that could have been another $2,000, and I could honestly still be trading this. This is the kind of stock that maybe I should be milking it a little bit harder, because yeah, I got up to $7,700, and that's pretty high for me. But I know I'm capable of making more. It's just that psychologically, I might mess up just because I know that I have so much on the day, and then I'll get a little risky, and then I'll get frustrated. Next thing you know, I'm losing 10, 15 grand on the day. That can happen. That can freaking happen, and it's happened before, because these stocks do drop fast. You get in too high here at 637. Next thing you know, it's back down at 60 cents on you. 60 cents on 7,500 shares. That's well over $3,200 in a couple of minutes. On the flip side, you can make $3,200 in a quick bit, but I don't know. Volume is dying off. The peak volume happened. I think the wisest traders, the smartest traders, they locked in the nice clean wins up in here. Not to say that these wins won't happen, but I would say they will happen with a lower probability. Just because why? Why do I say that? Why? Can you guys figure out why I would say that? It has to do with what I'm doing down here. Volume dies off. But you're like, oh, but volume will come back. But it can, but it's going to take a longer, more sustained, better looking pattern, more time to look at it, more time for it to be looked at by other traders before they jump in. Earlier in the day, it wasn't hard for it to ramp up volume. It was the beginning of the move. No one really had made any money on it yet, but now people have made money on it or lost, and so they're doing what I do. They left the market. I'm not there to add liquidity. I'm not there to be the guy to jump in here with 2,200 shares, 3,700 shares. I'm not there to do that. And also, furthermore, I'm assuming that there's a couple other traders that have decent accounts that are also not there to do that. So it's just not really worth it at the end of the day to be trying to squeeze out just one more dollar when you're at risk of getting stuck in a flush, and then furthermore you're at risk of being triggered and then losing all your money on the day and then going red, and then you're really triggered. Then you start going red more and more, just $500 at a time. Next thing you know, you're down $3,000. You keep trading. Next thing you know, you're down $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, and you get the idea. But that's why, you know, you got to be very careful about thinking like, oh, I can squeeze out, you know, one more dollar, because every time you're taking a trade, I mean, it's at risk of going against you, and some of them do, much like DPRO did to me today. So that's just the way it is. Today we're walking up. Let me look. It's about $1,000 less than 77. So I'm just guessing 6,700. No, even less than that. $6,500. That's still a great day. That puts me up. Puts me up 14,000 on the week. Right now, this month has just been phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Just no complaints. So I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. Please drop a like, drop a subscribe, hit the bell, blah 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 blah. Comments in the comments section, do that. I mean, it helps this channel out tremendously, and it helps me make more content. Okay, and this content is gonna help you. It's gonna help people after you. People 5 years from now are gonna be able to watch these videos, and some people won't see value in my videos. They might think they're slow or boring, but let me reassure you that what I'm saying is stuff I could be charging money for. I'm not gonna say I should be. I shouldn't be doing anything, but I'm just saying the information I'm saying there is, I mean, if you don't connect with it, that may be just because you just don't know enough about trading. But I try to keep it real simple, and I put it into layman's terms of, you know, how to start trading, what patterns to look at. And I'm not overcomplicating it with this math stuff, all this other crap. So please like and subscribe. We're gonna start growing this channel. I mean, we'll see. I'm just gonna start putting out videos. Like I said, I mean, I'm just gonna be putting out videos every day, because I'm done trading. I was done trading by 7:15 a.m. What am I to do from 7 a.m. till 10 o'clock when I go to bed? What am I to do? So I've been starting to work out. I've been doing these YouTube videos. I've been doing stuff to better myself. In this case, working out is for my health. I think these videos are making my trading a lot better. It's holding me accountable. I can't just be a doofus and lose $5,000 and then not have anyone know. YouTube's gonna know when I make a doo-doo mistake. So that's what I'm thinking in my head. It's like, uh-oh, YouTube's gonna know if I go past max loss, you know, times 3. So the videos also help me. So if the videos are not something you guys are gonna watch, or if it's gonna take a while for this baby to get going, you know, I think that's okay with me. I'm in for the long haul, much like I was with trading, where it was like, I don't see any results. I don't see any chance of this going anywhere. But it got to the point where I just enjoyed doing it. I was doing it for me. Anyways, enough with that rant. I'm gonna get going on the day. Probably think of some more video ideas later. Possibly get a video going, and we'll be back at it tomorrow with another trading review. Hopefully a green day. Funny enough, Tuesdays this month have been terrible, and so yesterday after my $8,300 green day, I boxed Tuesday on my calendar. You can see my calendar right there. I boxed this day red, just to tell myself that chances are this is going to be a red day. And it was until LLL. It was until someone called out a stock that was moving, that was strong, that had good volume. You know, it wasn't a low, it was kind of lighter volume, but it wasn't like 10,000 shares on a 1 minute candle. It had medium volume. I would say medium. Wasn't anything crazy, but it had enough to be like, okay, you know, it's annoying when people are calling out stocks that, I mean, like the candles are just like little specks on the graph. Like there's no one's even trading that stock. You just can't do that. You can't do that. So anyways, someone called out LLL, turned it around from a red day to a green day. I'm glad. I'm gonna be erasing that red that I have in that box there. Maybe add in the 6,500 green, and gonna be grateful. Gonna be grateful for the rest of the day, as one should when they're green. So I'm gonna call it there, guys. I hope you guys have a fantastic day and keep it real. I don't know what that even means, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.